Close.
I normally just ignore, so I get what you're saying about patience. Yeah. I will just ignore a text. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to change this. I haven't worn this in a while, and it won't stay buttoned, and so...
I told me I could have worn my buttons and, you know...
You should have worn your, buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. The cleavage thing.
Oh, my God. But we are here, the Brunch Bitches. Hello.
I'm Anissa, here with Cousin Nickel, and we have the Out of the Box radio show. The fabulous.
Out the box.
Even though out the box, I'm sorry. Even though we're missing your co-host.
Yes, my baby. Yes.
Yes, and I mean, she had an emergency, but we hope everything is all right. But you're here.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm in the building. I'm doing great now. Because,
I know that's right. So tell them what you're drinking. What are you sipping?
I think it's Jesus juice mixed with a little bit of holy water. That's what a little is.
We are drinking, yes, of course, distilled, our, resident bartender, consultant, everything, brought us a wonderful lemon lime shrub. And we also pureed some cucumber and put it in here. So we're drinking a lemon lime cucumber cocktail. And
it tastes amazing.
And it has a little splash of cayenne, just to wake us up.
Yeah, so I might be slow because I'm not a mixologist. I'm not anything. What is a shrub? Because I've been thinking about bushes outside.
Distilled. He's asking, what is a shrub?
What is a shrub?
He's saying he's thinking bushes outside.
So
do you take a little bit off the brush?
A shrub is that it's vinegar and sugar based. And then it varies based on fruit, herb, vegetable, whatever.
Okay,
but what makes it a shrub is that it has vinegar and sugar.
So it's not necessarily an actual plant.
No.
Oh, okay. So you're not really going outside and just like, this looks cute.
No.
This is really ripe. Oh, this is very green still. Okay, I got
it. This looks cute.
I just heard a blender going over this. So I thought, she's putting leaves in there.
No, we were pureeing cucumber.
Okay, got you.
So that's what we were doing. But no, that makes sense. The other people have asked that, like, shrub? Is it herbal?
Yeah, is it like kale or something?
No. But it's good, right?
Oh, it tastes delicious.
It's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
I love it.
So I wanted to talk about this reality show that you're working on because I was watching, some stuff that you sent me. So who is Mo?
Mo. Oh, yes, Mo. So his name is Mahir Ahmed.
Okay.
He goes by Mo for short.
Let's
just say Mo.
Okay.
I love Mahir, but sometimes sometimes you don't get it right. So you're like, okay, just stick with Mo.
Right.
Mo is, first of all, he's awesome.
Okay.
I met him like last year.
Okay.
He has produced so many different projects and like good projects. He started this one last year and it's called Face the Music.
Okay.
Face the Music is, but I'm not just saying this to boost myself up or anybody else. I'll be quite honest with you. Face the Music is going to be a show like you have never seen before. Okay. And I'll tell you a little bit about it and why it's like that. Because at first when I signed on, I was like, and I told him this, and Mo would tell you this too. I asked him, I said, is this show going to be anything like Love and Hip Hop? Because that's already existing. It's big, but it's already there. He was like,
Their ratings are dropping too because people are kind of over it. Like, I've been over it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything that's going on. I don't know who's on what.
What season, what city. No, but it's not like that.
Okay.
Trust me, it's not like that. So the show is focused on musicians that are based on the East Coast.
Okay.
Mostly DC, Maryland, Virginia. And kind of sprinkled throughout other areas as well. But the show itself, what makes it different is every artist has whether it's emotional or a tragic background of what led them into the music industry. And we focus on that story throughout the documentary. Okay. So, of course, you have them doing music videos, in the studio recording, collaborating with other artists.
But they're kind of testifying about their life and what took place and how they got here and what they're sharing.
We have the most, every time I go on set, even behind camera, I am literally in tears when they go on and start filming because it will make you.
So this is a feeling
cry.
piece.
Oh, it is a feeling piece. And it adds the music to it. Of course, Face the Music, they're facing that. They're facing everything they've ever feared. They're facing these battles. I'll tell you a little bit about today. Today they're filming. I'm here, so they're filming separately. Okay. They're filming a scene with one of our rappers. His name is Elsky. Okay. And he's doing a scene with his son today to discuss how his son almost committed suicide, and he's 15 years old. And this is probably going to be one of our most emotional scenes of the entire series. And I feel bad that I could not be there to watch it. But I prepped him this morning. I said, look, I want you to be comfortable when you film this, so don't do anything you're not comfortable with. But all of our artists so far are really great with being able to expose everything with no levels of like, I don't want to talk about this.
No
they're all
hesitation.
open.
Yeah.
You're going to see it. When this series comes out, you're going to see a lot of honesty, truth, and fun. We like to have fun too, but it's emotional.
Of course. So it's called Face the Music. And when is it set to air, or around about the time it's set to air, and where?
Yes.
What platform?
Great question. I'll be honest with you. That's still pending. Airing was supposed to be June-ish, but because we wanted to get more content and we just hired 2 new cast members, we pushed it a little bit further into the fall time. We do have an online-based platform who is interested in buying the show. But we want to do bigger than that. So we're looking for actual networks. We're working with Bravo, VH1, and TV right now. We know a few different producers that work with those production companies and those networks. So we're working with them to see who's interested in picking that show.
So there's some feelers out there.
There are some feelers. And the way it's edited, it is a reality show. It's not... No shade, but you know how people in the DMV love to do web series, and
everywhere
their quality of cameras look
even
like
the shows that we were talking about, even them, they will. Please.
Please.
Potty mouth me. I will drop 8 motherfuckers before. I motherfucking declare. But no, they still they're scripted, so to speak, because they will. A producer will come and say, well, I know that you had something going on with so-and-so. Can we talk a little bit about that? So what really happened? They kind of push that and set up a scene. So you're saying that this is all just kind of...
It's not what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. You know what's going on and you want them to talk about it, but you don't tell them how to deal with it.
Exactly. So the reason it's a docu-series is because it is a documentary, so it is real-life situations. But there are moments where we do have scenes where we have to help set up the scene itself before they film. We don't tell them what to say. Not at all. We give them suggestions based on what we were told about their situation. And we figure out how it'll best fit their situation.
You'll say something like, well, why don't you address the issue with the suicide and da-da-da.
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yes. Which I did this morning.
Now that's different. That's different.
So we let them run with it. We want it to be natural. We don't want it to be staged. We don't want it to be anything like that. So for those of you who are... I think everyone's going to love the series. You're going to love the series. But for those of you who are interested in viewing the teasers, go to YouTube and search for Mo Visuals. So MO space Visuals, LLC. You will find 3 or 4 so far. You'll find a ton of stuff on there. But you'll find 3 or 4 teasers for the show that we already released. And they are...
Yeah, he had a lot of content on there. I saw it.
One very emotional. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I love a tearjerker.
Yeah.
I love a feeling.
As long as you have a lot of tissues, because if you don't, girl, you're gonna be in trouble.
I do. And look, I cried the drop of a hat. Look, I like human pieces. I like, I like that type of stuff. Okay.
I think you like this.
Yeah. So I was looking at a little bit of your radio show. Y'all were talking about Fluffy Friends.
Oh my God. Do you know about Fluffy Friends?
No. What is that?
Fluffy Friends is a masterpiece in disguise, honey. Let me tell you something. I mean, that guy behind the puppet, his hand should be famous.
Fluffy
Friends is almost like a ratchet Sesame Street. That's
I probably have seen it then.
It's hilarious. You can go, they have hundreds of thousands of followers. You go to YouTube and search for Fluffy
Friends.
Their content is hilarious. Their main character, her name is Latonka. So listen to the name. Latonka. You already know she's going to be crazy. And her favorite thing is Popeyes.
Of course. Her name is Latonka. Why wouldn't she love Popeyes?
Is ridiculous. It is hilarious. You will love it. So the creator of it, he's an awesome guy. He lives in California. He's actually working with Netflix to start a series for Fluffy Friends. It's gotten very big. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But it's hilarious.
No, but listen, with the internet now and all of our, internet people, like they're getting these deals. Some of them, I'm like, good for you. I knock no hustle, as my friend says, but some of them, like, you won't get me as a viewer, but do your thing, because, I don't want to name anybody, but some of them like, really? Y'all like this? You know, some of them are a mess. Yeah, there is something for everybody.
We had a few people, because you mentioned you saw some clips online when we did the live show. We had a few people comment on one of our sources where we posted it. They're a huge fan of Fluffy Friends, but they were not a huge fan of us. So I'm okay with that. I don't care what the fuck you think. You're not paying my bills, so and I'm still on camera.
Right.
So
but that's gonna happen. Yeah.
No, but they were like very rude. Like, oh, I love you guys, Fluffy Friends, but I don't like the host and the co-host. I don't like them. I'm like, oh, honey, why not? So my co-host.
Why would you ask? Did you care?
My co-host did. And I'm not going to say which ones. I have 3 of them. Or 4, depending on if they're, 10%.
Okay.
I have a few co-hosts, and one of them was really upset. And she went off on her online.
Why?
And I was like, oh, honey, you don't need to do that.
But why?
You're bigger than that. I don't know. But I think it's funny because the person were in their feelings. They were in their feelings.
I'll take any comment. I'll take a fuck you. You're not thank you. But you watch.
But you're watching.
Right.
You're watching.
Like, I don't care.
I don't mind.
I mean, but you're going to have people that like you. You're going to have people that don't. That's life.
That's the way of the world.
Like, that's the way of life. Speaking of, like I told you, I want to talk about things I want to get rid of. Okay? So you guys can tell me things you want to get rid of. So let me tell you now, speaking of people that may not like you, people going to probably unfollow and all of that. It's okay. Just don't email me, don't DM me. I don't listen. Right. I don't want to hear your gripe. No, because I've gotten an email or two before. Oh, you're the bitch. And I said, okay, great, thank you. I don't care. Okay. Here's some things I want to get rid of. Trump praise dancers. So, the Christians have these dancers. So, like you have the choir, they have praise dancers. Oh, God. They wear tights and chiffon dresses and have handkerchiefs and flags. And sometimes they 35 to 60 hopping around the church. And they all do the same moves. And I'm like... sit the fuck down.
I can't even watch you
try Jesus name. Okay? Like, I'm like, what the... Praise dances. If your ass is older than 12, stop running back and forth in that little broke down ass church or the mega church with your fucking chiffon dresses and handkerchiefs and shit doing your Christian interpretive dances. It's a mess.
What makes it Christian? The music? What makes it
Christian? No, they're doing it in church. They're praise dancers.
Do they have crosses between their crotches or something? Or
I don't know. They're dancing to gospel music.
Okay, so there's music playing. That's what.
They're really and they're miming. They're miming the lyrics to the song.
So this is like Lion King live.
I don't know.
It's Lion King live.
But they're 40-year-old like untrained dancers that are just like running around the church, hopping and skipping and
they have routines.
Well,
they practice. They have routines. They have I don't want to see it. Cut it out. And your big fat 15-year-old daughter does not look cute up in front of the church just because she's doing it so-called for Jesus. No, she's doing it because y'all lie and said it looks cute. It doesn't. It does not. Okay.
You know what else Jesus did?
What he done?
He made man, and man made treadmills, and that's what she should be on probably if she's that big.
But Jesus was healthy.
He was very healthy, and he had abs.
Jesus is.
Did he?
I'm a little jealous.
I don't know.
I have a 4-pack. I lost my 6-pack. It's coming back.
You have a 4-pack?
due to some percentages.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a calorie counter.
Are you?
Yeah, but is
that hard though?
No, but it is when you give up for 2 weeks and then you want to go back.
Right.
Then you got to lose that 2 weeks. So yeah, it's a mess. Have a lot of sex. Sex helps you to.
Well, yeah, sure does.
Yeah, boosts it releases your endorphins, and it actually helps you lose weight. No, it really.
Oh
does.
yeah, you burn a lot of calories.
You burn a lot.
You don't even have to go to the gym.
You don't.
You get a good session in
if you regularly.
Yes. Yeah. Well, can I ask you?
That's why I'm gaining weight. That's why I'm gaining weight.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm gaining weight. Girl, that's why I'm gaining weight.
At least you have people.
I don't get none regularly.
Yeah. Mine lives across the country, so I have to get it on scheduled dates.
But when they act up, it's like, you gotta cut them off, or you gotta be friends and then just kind of put them on ice. Yeah, so that happens. But anyway, one more thing I want to get rid of.
Okay.
These overly texting men who just overly, like, I do have the guys who pick up the phone because they're like, look, I can't with this whole texting conversation. I can't do it.
Right.
But I mean, but I also have guys that run businesses, own businesses, work, you know what I mean? So we'll use that time to, like I'll sit in a meeting and text, like, especially if it's long and boring. Mm-hmm. And, the texting kind of helps, Instagram and texting. But if, it's after hours, pick up the phone. Like, I don't feel like... So that's what we're talking about, ignoring. Sometimes I just ignore the text. Because I don't want to have a texting session. Like,
See, I'm opposite.
So, but how old are you? Are you in your 30s?
I'm just turning 30 next
That's why. You're in this generation. You're in that.
Yeah.
See, that's why.
I do not.
But like guys 40... Most of them are picking up the phone because they don't have the patience for that.
Right.
I don't have the patience for it.
Right.
But you come from that makeup where y'all, all that texting. Mm-hmm. But for me, listen, texting is another job. Mm-hmm. Then you gotta, get stuff, sometimes you don't understand how things are exchanged. Mm-hmm. You don't pick up the tone in a text.
Right.
And and it's like, and then sometimes I don't understand it because I'm like, if I'm having a bad day, and that recently happened, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Uh-huh. Yeah. And then he calls and he's like, huh? I was just saying. I'm like, oh, see. I'm like, see, this is why texting is not for me.
Yes,
it's like, but also, with you guys' generation, the attention span too on things. You move on so quickly from, it's like, oh, that's old. I'm like, in 6 months, like, especially with art. Art is like wine. You got to give it a chance to sit and, grow some body and some legs. And, then you got to sit in it. You have to be in a certain place. And, you know what I mean? So it's like, those textures, a lot of them aren't so deep. I like deep and intense. Maybe to a fault.
Like deep because what you just said a little bit.
Yes. And intense.
And intense.
Intensity burns calories too.
It does.
In general, I'm not saying that. Y'all are dirty minded. I was speaking.
I am.
Trump is such an instigator. Trump is an instigator because Trump's gonna look over. I was speaking on just intensity as far as just the emotions.
I think when we say deep.
Intensity.
Okay. Intensity.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yes.
I'm deep and intense. I'm gonna leave it there.
Deep. It's okay.
I mean, listen, I don't get it, so I mean, hell, I can imagine and think. Okay. I can do that.
No, I'm a big texter though. I shouldn't say this out loud, but I be driving with my knees sometimes. My knees, and I will have a full-blown conversation with people. I know, I really shouldn't say that.
Wait a minute, are you saying texting? A full texting conversation?
Oh, yes. And
Oh my God. No, that is not okay. You should not do that.
Just don't drive around me, you're fine.
No!
No, I'm actually a really good driver. No, trust me.
Whoever is the parent of niece, you heard what he just said. I despise texters and drivers. I despise it.
I promise you, I don't do it all the time, but when I do, I'm a very good driver, let's say that. And not to say that is good because it's not good, but when it comes to driving, I'm very, very, very... You can ask any of my friends, I'm a very good driver. My eyes are always on the road.
Okay, but not texting?
Well, they are. I'm going to tell you a
true story. I met this girl in traffic court. She, literally she ruined her life because she told me, she said she looked down for a second to respond, looked up, slammed dead into this family. Mutilated their car, and somebody was injured. I don't remember who was injured, but somebody was injured. She was paying for or her parents, because she was only 20.
Oh, shoot.
And she had to do some jail time because they were able to prove that she was texting. They were, and I'm gonna tell you, cameras are everywhere. So she was on a road where there was the camera and the so-called speed camera. Where they. So the family's lawyer actually subpoenaed, got the footage, and you could see her.
Oh, shoot.
When she told me that story, I mean, and you could see, like, she was devastated. And this was 2 years after this happened. Right. But she was coming to court because she still had to pay. She had to pay into the court. She had to pay fines. All of this stuff. And, you know, I was like, it was meant for her to sit next to me. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't done it. Right, there have been times I'm multitasking, rushing, doing stuff. But her telling me that, and she was like, literally, I went down for a second and came up. Mm-hmm. And then she was saying she said that she wasn't really a drinker. And she's like, I'm still not. But she said, I went to a friend's birthday party and we did a champagne toast. Right. And so of course, legally they had the breathalyzer. So even though she wasn't over the legal limit, still she was underage and it was in her system. Right. The lawyers shredded her to pieces. Mm-hmm. So I said, she was like, the ball just kept rolling. Mm-hmm. The ball just kept rolling. She said now, well, at the time, she said she had anxiety with driving. She, you know, she said it was just a mess.
After this?
Yeah, she had a little anxiety. No, after.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and this is 2 years later. And she was to court because she still was going to court for the traffic part of it. She was actually, this was a felony, you know, accident. Mm-hmm. And she, she said they switched it to a felony after viewing the footage. Right. I said, damn.
Well, yeah.
So you got to be careful with that. Yeah. I mean, and I've seen people, like, I drive in traffic every day to work. Mm-hmm. And I've seen people this in traffic. And I'm like, now we're going to have a 6-car accident. Now I'm going to have to explain to my boss again while I left out 2 hours early, but I had to sit behind your inconsiderate ass who's been either messing with the music, messing with the navigational system, or taxing. Because you know that, come on, we know that's what happens. And we all have been guilty. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
You know.
I prefer to do it whenever, obviously, if you mean traffic, like not moving at all, like red light traffic, stopped, red light everywhere. I will.
Yeah, I take advantage of that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so that or when we're at a light.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to check every few seconds. I'm not going to be doing it while I'm on the highway or something like that.
No, I've seen it on the highway.
Well, yeah, they do.
I've seen this.
They do. Well, what if they have like a twitch? You know, some people got a little...
No, I saw a dude driving with his knee. This is a true story. Driving with his knee, messing with his phone.
I don't believe it's me. Sorry.
Justin!
Alright, I will do better for you. I promise.
For everybody!
Well, you and everybody.
He said it probably was you.
Today,
he had on a hat too.
It was me.
So are you a butch queen, Justin? Because you're not.
No.
Because you seem so, you know. Because I have a butch queen. He's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, no, he knows it.
No, I'm just very much. I just.
You just DC.
I just say whatever's on my
mind.
mind.
But I mean your whole aesthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, I think my personality wise. No.
Is your dude a butch queen?
Hell no.
He's not.
No.
So who's the more masculine?
I think we're both equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That happens.
When I'm around people, like I like to show out and just be goofy and funny. But normally in an area where I'm just chilling. I don't act like that at all. I really don't. Ask my coworkers. Ask when I go to a chill environment. I act normal, if you will. I don't act crazy.
Now, what's normal? I don't know what that is.
Like, I'll just be.
But a butch queen, you know, is more masculine, but not. But you know what I mean? Because you come off more masculine. You know what I mean? Like your whole aesthetic and everything, even the way your personality. Right. That's what we call a butch queen.
I don't know. I don't like labels.
I don't like labels.
I don't like, especially in the gay community, because there's a lot of labels that go around.
There's too many. Y'all got too many damn labels.
Yeah. And I don't like any of them.
A new one come out every few years.
Well, there's some pending right now. I think they're trying to get topics.
I be like the LGQTTBEEDTFEE. And don't email me about that shit neither. Community.
I was confused when they added a new letter to it. I was like, well, what does that stand for? I thought they had a solid lockdown.
Right. I'm like, and then, so I had a friend, so this person said something at work. They called this person a tranny, right? So these were non-transgender straight people that were like, you can't say that. Right, just don't say it, right? So she goes and said, well, why not? And so then this person was gay but not a transgender. They were like, because we said so.
Right.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck it. If they say that, look, if it's offensive, it's offensive. So she got fired. Because she kept going on and on with it. She should have. Because she kept going on and on with it. And I'm like, well, why is it that deep?
Right.
Like, if, like we had to explain to this guy about the calling women females. I mean, sometimes it comes, like I can say to you, bitch, but then I can say to you, bitch. It's a difference.
Right.
So you can call me a female, or you can be like, because the females, it's a difference. Right. And you can feel the intention behind it. Oh, yeah. So we were explaining to him, the difference. And this guy like goes on and on and on and about, what about if you call us males? I said, what woman be like, because the males.
Right.
Who says that? And we were like, female and males is scientific terminology. Right. Even in electricity, you have your male, you have your female, you have your. We learned all this in science, But even a guy came and said, "Dude, they 80 women just explained it, and like if this is what they say, it's what they say. How about?" Just go with it. Yeah. He's like, if she said don't call her a female, just don't call her a female.
Right.
He's like, why is it that deep? He was like, really? And he was like, no offense, ladies. Right. He was like, no offense, ladies. He said, but you acting a little hormonal like a female.
Lord.
And with the dude,
dug his grave deeper.
No. The guy who was defending, he said no offense.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying you acting like you menopausing, my man. Like you want an old man rant. Like but I was like exactly like if they said don't use the word, just don't use the damn word. Yeah. How about shut up? It's done. Let's keep. What we ordering for lunch? Shit. Yeah. Right. What the menus? I mean, hell.
Damn. Speaking of which. Because, I'm having this little tasty drink.
I know.
I should have had somebody warn me.
Let me offer you.
No, you're fine. Yeah.
No. We have something from Charlene's Kitchen. Oh. Charlene's Kitchen is amazing. We have some sirloin bites.
Beef tenderloin
bites.
Beef tenderloin sandwiches.
Beef tenderloin sandwiches. A bite.
What's her name?
A tenderloin. Charlene's Kitchen.
I'm sorry, Charlene.
She's known. Oh,
Charlene's
no, honey.
Kitchen.
She's known.
Yes.
Google her.
Yes. Oh, I will.
Charlene's
What is it,
Kitchen.
Alexandria or Arlington?
Alexandria.
Virginia. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me grab
I
these.
need to try a little bites.
Yeah.
So I stepped off camera to feed my guests. To give my guests a tenderloin. Beef.
I like a little tenderloin.
You like a little tenderloin?
A little meat.
A little meat. A little meat. Me too. Little meat.
Deep and intense.
Yes, deep and intense. Take one, please.
Oh, thank you. They look good.
Trump, can I offer you one?
What is it?
These are beef
like,
tenderloin sandwiches. Okay.
So don't mind me as I'm eating out.
No, please go for it.
Really good, though.
Good for you.
Chicken, seafood.
Can I offer you one?
Turkey.
There you go. And a little later, okay. We're going to sit those in. Thank you, Charlene's Kitchen. You're amazing and wonderful.
It is really good.
And you can Google her. She's on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And she's upscale catering.
Based in Virginia.
Based in Virginia, yeah, but she does all types of she does all types of events. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
They travel.
Well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. So I want to hear the two things you want to get rid of.
Two.
You heard me, praise dances and men who overly tax. Old praise dancers. I'm sorry, let me clarify. If you're over 12 years old, take off the chiffon dress and the leg warmers and cut it out.
I think I want to get rid of the needy people. Just like needy people.
Neediness.
Yeah.
Like what you mean?
Like you get a check, you get free health insurance. You
entitlement.
It
sounds like you're more speaking of entitlement,
I'm
and then you still complaining.
Yeah, you're still complaining. Like, I'm over that.
And what do you appreciate?
I want to get rid of that too. Entitlement, yeah. But entitlement comes in so many different forms.
Yeah.
Because you get people who complain about certain things. Oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. But I'm like. But you live in this great place.
Right.
you know, you have an expensive cell phone, you drive a great car, and you're still whining and complaining. Like, first world problems. That's entitlement. First world problems. Like, that is serious entitlement.
Yeah.
I think people get used to, like you said, cell phone, car, house. People just get so adapted to their environment. They don't, if it's not right in front of you and it's nothing different or new, they don't have anything.
You don't step outside of your environment and your experiences. That's the thing. But that's how we get ignorance.
Right.
When...
1 second.
Okay.
Because it stops every 30 minutes.
Oh. That's what you were saying, Nay, about the breaking up. Oh.
Yeah, it stops them. I don't know. I don't know if it's the memory card or the camera, but when I do video, every 30 minutes it stops.
That's the memory card.
Yeah, it's the memory card. All right. Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah. Well, are we still running here, Nay? Oh,
I'm keeping it running because I'm just going to.
Okay.
So.
But no.
Was it okay if I just go while y'all recording?
Okay. Yeah, she can.
Because I'm going to chop it out anyway.
Yeah.
Y'all back.
But no, so the thing is, like you said, it's about people not stepping outside of their
their four walls.
Yeah. And especially in you work with people.
Yeah.
all of the time.
It's just it's overwhelming.
It's driving you crazy.
It drives me nuts. I'm just like, you know, not saying you got $1 million or whatever, but just being grateful for what you had.
Right. Yes.
I mean, my first question always is, do you have a roof over your head? If you at least have that, it don't work out for you.
True.
It don't work out for you.
I think the first thing is having a place to live.
Yeah.
Food will come later.
Oh, that's the best part, though. I love to eat. I tell you, I might be small as hell.
I love to eat.
But I can put some stuff, I don't want to say it to be nasty. I'm a very nasty person.
You like to put it down.
I like to eat and have it all inside of me. The food. No.
As we say, pause.
Okay.
Everyone would tell you.
I love it.
Everybody would tell you, Justin knows how to eat. And I don't know why, that's like a fast metabolism, but I be eating.
You like a good meal.
I do.
You love a good meal.
Hearty, hefty, filling
meal, honey. I'm with that.
Okay, so
she wants to get rid of entitlement. Yeah. That's on my list too. I agree with you. I like that. Entitlement and closed-mindedness. Yeah. I'll tack that on.
Yeah.
And then what's your second one?
Oh no, I'm starting not to like people.
Me too.
That's it right there.
Oh, me too.
I love the people, but I can't stand the people.
Yes,
I want to keep some and let some other ones go.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
you want to walk them off a cliff.
Yeah, just go ahead now.
Yeah, just a safe death.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated with people.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I am so frustrated with people. I was looking at a movie, and this is why I don't do a lot of movie and TV, and so because a friend of mine was like, everything you're watching is old. I'm like, well, I've never seen. I'm not a big movie buff, and so I watched this movie called Spotlight yesterday, and they were talking about the Catholic religion and the guy who was over it, whatever his name was, Law, and how did this newspaper, their Spotlight team who does this undercover investigating, how they went back and did all this investigating and found that within that one town, 90 priests had violated and or raped and molested children.
Wow.
And so when they went and actually talked to some priests who would speak with them, they had this odd rationalization because when you got to the root of it, they have been violated too, even when they were children. And some of these priests were in their 70s and 80s, but but this is how long it had been going on. Now, I had made this assumption years ago that it's just not humanly normal and healthy to have this level of celibacy after you've introduced them to the world. So it's unlike monks, where like some of the monks were born into this. Like they weren't introduced
they never knew
to, so, but to be introduced and then pulled back from it's, causes this weird perversion. And so they talked about that in the movie. And I was like,
Is that based on a true story?
Yeah.
It is? Oh, wow.
It's based on a true story.
Okay.
And then, like, looking at this, I was just like, okay, yeah, this is enough TV for the day.
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta get my vibration back in order. It was too much for me. And that's my issue with, like, TV and different things about what you take in and how you process.
Right.
You know, because I was just like, okay, that's a little much for me. And now I need to laugh. I just need some substanceless ignorance. Because I said, I can't even do this. Yeah. Especially when it comes to children. I don't, I'm like, you know, in animals, elderly and children, when you hurting the innocent and the defenseless and the, you know, those who feel physically powerless. And,
those are touchy subjects.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, okay, this is enough.
Right.
Okay.
I'm done. That's your one movie a year.
I'm done. Right. No.
That messed it up for all the other movies.
That messed it up for all the other movies. Right. I'm done. I'm like, okay. And then sometimes, you know, my daughter's like, Mom, why? She's like, why? Why are you even watching this? She's like, why would you even turn that on? Like, because stuff is giving me nightmares.
Really?
No, I've watched some, like, because I love documentaries.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then, like, a docu-movie, when you, if it's a fictional story, we know some real comes from the fiction, but they've embellished.
Yeah.
But when you watch stuff that they're like, this is a true story, here's what happened. Yeah, it gives me nightmare. I'm like,
it's a little creepy.
It's creepy to know that you can live next door to this.
Yeah.
You know, or that people do this stuff.
Anytown, USA.
Anytown, USA.
That's right.
I think it's a little movie, a docu-series called Anytown, USA.
It is. I didn't watch it, but it is.
I think that one actually is about like the same thing, just like sexual predators and all that stuff like that. And how they had this little haven.
A community. I saw that. They have a community for sexual predators where they have to live. So
that's you. Just so you know, you got that was you, girl. Loud and clear. That is you. I just want you to have a little taste of your medicine.
It just came on.
You need to have a motherfucker button.
Yeah, I need a motherfucker button. Then we gonna get a motherfucker button. That's my word.
That works.
But no, you're right. That it was about a community. So that what they do is they set up a because predators can't live within a certain amount of feet from a school.
Yeah.
And so they have a community where, like a trailer park. And they actually live in the trailer park, but they actually have classes. Yeah, they live amongst each other. I did see that, and that's the one where my daughter was like, "Mom, really? When I say this is a true story, I had nightmares for a week. I had nightmares. When I say that story was so, I was just like, I didn't want to see TV.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
I wouldn't want to leave my house.
Because it's stuff that you couldn't imagine. Unless you're sick, it was stuff that they said and shared that you could never humanly possibly imagine. I had to stop it, regroup, come back because I wanted to know how it ended.
Right.
And
I didn't finish it.
You didn't finish it? Yeah, it's a couple of books that I didn't finish it. It was very twisted. It was very twisted. And when I say I set myself up. Let me just say that. I set myself up.
I like a good docu-series though.
I do, but I was looking at everybody like, are you sick? I was supposed to be, I have a 3-bedroom. I was supposed to be renting my third room out. I was like, oh, hell no. I said, look, Chester, child molester. I said, because you would die in here.
Right.
You would die, and I would kill you in front of my child to say, this is what happens to anybody who fucks with you.
Right.
I know I'm probably fucking you up even more, but you're going to learn what revenge is.
We'll be all right.
Okay.
A sacrifice.
But you know, my kids, I mean, this is funny, but it's not. You know, my kids. So, it's my kid, both of my children. Nobody touched you, did they? No, but so it got to the point when my son was 7, and he said, "Nobody touched me. I'm good. Nobody." It's like that. He was like, "Cause I can see it. You would get right there." I said, "Well, listen." I said, "I'm doing my job as a parent, and I'm checking in, and But
there's a movie out there about pedophiles and nasty people. So
but we don't need movies. Yeah, but we don't need movies because we know it happens.
Is there really communities out there for that?
Yeah, no, we're not making this up.
Yeah.
First of all, your neighbor might be a pedophile.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Your neighbor might have been, when he was 30, might have fucked a 14-year-old. That's still pedophilic.
Well, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this stuff happens every day. Me and her, we grew up walking down the street at 10, 11, 12, and grown construction men talking about, hey, what's up? So women, we've the Me Too shit. That's why I was like, this new Me Too shit. I'm like, this is some political shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, because we've been Me Too since women have existed.
Exactly.
And every woman has experienced a Me Too moment or 80.
Right.
We experience this shit every single day.
Right.
Like, so I'm like, come on. You know, and it was bothering me too about the cat calling thing. It died out too because it was a political distraction. Mm-hmm. And don't email me about that shit neither. You know, I'm like, because we know that every woman has been a victim of this Me Too. Every single woman in life who's ever existed. Right. You know, and I'm like, so why are we just doing this? You know, we've been empowered to speak up for a long time. Right. You know what I mean? But why are we just doing this? You know? And I said, somebody did something wrong, like Martha Stewart when she got locked up. Mm-hmm. Somebody did something where you know, so they're coming for people, you know, and they're using certain platforms to bring people down. Which, okay, I mean, if you did it, you did it. You know, but I'm just saying that this is nothing new. And it's never going to be anything new. Right. And do I think there's going to be a change? No.
Especially with you know who in office. 45. Where he is 45. Just manipulating people as it is.
Yeah, I don't care who's in office. There's never going to be a change.
No.
You know, women and how women are looked at. You know, women, especially women of color. You know, just like when that guy, what is it, Philando Castro? Am I pronouncing his name right? Philando Castro. You know, the guy that got shot with the cop in the car with the kid in the back of him. They went on that girlfriend so bad, talking about how could she record this and how, bitch, it's the art of war. It's the art of war. When you grow up in a certain community, a certain way, you don't walk through the neighborhood vulnerable and showing emotions. Right. And also when you're approached with situations, which I grew up like that, when you're approached with situations, you handle it. Right. Then you break down. Right. You handle it, then you feel. Right. In the midst of that, what was she supposed to feel? What she was feeling was, we're being attacked. I have to do something. But people went on her so bad. How could she sit and record? And I'm like, how could she not?
Right.
How could she not?
She knew it was her word against their word.
Yeah, exactly.
She knew that she had to do something. Right. And she did something. Right. You know what I mean? And trust me, a dude like him probably was with a girl like her because she knew how to handle shit. You know? Who wants the hysterical damsel in distress when you're in a moment of distress?
Right.
You the bitch I'm gonna punch in the face and say, stay the fuck away from me forever in life. Right. You know, like, get your ass out of here. You know, but I grew up that way. Yeah. I grew up like her, where you handle it, then you break down.
Exactly.
You know?
You have to.
Right. And you don't let certain people see you break down. You don't ever let them see you that way. Right. And I'm not saying that's the right thing, but I'm saying when you have to survive in a certain aspect of life or certain places in life, that's survival. You know? And so, yeah, it's just crazy.
That's
crazy.
All some people know.
Yeah.
It's instinct for a lot of people. That's how they are.
Yeah, you learn how to make it where you are. Right. You know? You do. You learn how to make it. But again, we were talking about experience. You have to also learn how to step outside of your experience and know that you're this small in a universe that's this big, and your experience is the only experience. So you have to actually be willing to receive others. Right. You know?
You're not the only one that's going through it. Somebody else went through it too.
Right. And went through it maybe a little differently. Yeah. Maybe their language is a little different. Right. Maybe how they explain it is a little different. But they've gone through things too, you know? So we can. Well, Justin, we got you drunk.
Not
and
really.
All that stuff. Not really. I mean, well, listen. Will you? Okay. You don't listen. Will you? Okay, I see him. Okay, because don't say that. The Brunch Bitches are known for sending you out the door stumbling.
Well, I just heard
we give people the truth juice. Oh, you must have never watched the show because we give people the truth juice.
I love it.
We give people spilling everything. Yes.
You got some handcuffs? I know you got some handcuffs.
No. I like for him to bring them. I don't keep
well.
And then I like a little silk scarf because of my tattoos and my genteel wrists.
Ooh,
I'm genteel.
Yeah.
So,
you keep it cute. So, yeah.
I like to keep it cute.
Nice. And it
I like
feels good
to keep
against
it
the skin.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I like to keep it cute. I'm genteel.
Okay.
I'm a lady.
Oh.
I'm a lady.
Very intriguing. Deep and intense. Yes.
I'm a deep and
Hashtag. That's going to be the hashtag for this show.
Hashtag deep and intense.
Yes.
You know. You know. So does it work the same? Okay, so I know with ladies and guys, right? She already knows my start. So listen, I'm sorry, I just want to know this. So I know, like for me, right? When I'm with a guy, I like to keep it cute, sexy. Mm-hmm. I want the smoldering porn face. I want everything up and in the right place. Right. I want you to look at me. Right. I want you, but some guys be like, no, I can't look. You know what I mean? And I understand, it's amazing. Right. But I like to give the whole picture. The whole package, yeah. I want it to be a movie. Right. I want a movie. Right. I want it deep and intense. I want it epic. I want you to look at me because I'm going to be snatched and cute and, and then, yes, hair swinging and, all that, the dramatics, So is it the same?
Audrey Hepburn.
Is it the same with gay men? Do you have to look and show up and be gorgeous and sexy? And do you spray a little water on you and boil yourself up? And
Justin ain't on. Justin like titties.
I eat pussy.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
We know those. Yeah. We know those.
Yeah. No, let's be honest though. No, we're not like that. I mean, you have the ones who are extra. Yeah. This just in. That type of people that are like that. No.
He don't like a label, but I'm sorry, you're a butch queen. So you're just a regular dude. You're just a dude.
No. Only things we want wet is get some lube on us down the right area, and you good to go.
So no. Okay, so I got you. So because we were talking about experiences. Yeah. So you're not doing all of that. Okay. See, me, I'm like.
No, I might. Me being cute is like I'm gonna walk in with nothing on but basketball shorts and maybe a hood on, so you can see stuff swinging.
Yes.
I'm driving cute with it. I want you to pull my shorts down. And boom, right in the face. Sorry, people in the background. Sorry, the world goes around. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you wear Tim's. Keep your hat on. Oh yes, I do have to go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I love that. You wear your Timbs, keep your hat on. But no shoes in the bed now. No, that's not.
No shoes and no.
You get up in the bed and kick them off because then I'm be turned off.
Now for us, unless he bought us a brand new pair just for the moment, that's different because they haven't been walked and worn. Okay.
But I don't think you can move as easily when you have shoes gripping on the sheets and
we're
getting tangled.
We're different. No, we're different.
Well, but if you're doing different positions like handstands and stuff, and okay, well then we have sex differently.
Honey, because yes, because heels are perfect because heels help balance you.
That's what Martin said. Martin liked them red pumps.
Yes.
He liked them red pumps.
Yes, and then also. You don't always have to do the work because he'll just twist the ankles, have them up in the air with the heels on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what we're saying.
You know what I don't like? Let me tell you what I don't like.
What you don't like?
This is nasty. I don't care if it's a female or two dudes. I don't care who it is. Because I know people who do this. You know when they lift their legs up, right? It's different when you spread them. That's cute. That's fine. But when you lift them up in one hand like you're a baby about to wipe their ass.
No, I like that.
No. You're not supposed to lift your legs with one hand. It looks like you're a little.
No, let me tell you why. Because then here's what the difference is. I like a masculine, strong man. So when he can, first of all, my ankles are petite and genteel. Okay. And he can one hand my ankles, my tiny ankles, and he can twist my legs and up and one handed. Yeah.
Okay. It don't make you feel like a baby with your ass.
It makes me feel like a grown ass woman with a grown ass man with a huge hand and my tiny ankles, and he lets me know how tiny my ankles are. And I just feel so little because he can one hand everything, and I want to feel little.
What about that money shot? There you go.
Oh well.
With the money shot? Oh yeah. What's the money shot?
The money shot?
No.
That's the moment of truth.
What? That?
That's the movie, and that's the end of the movie.
The climax.
The
climax. The money shot is great. Yeah.
Well,
it's great.
Yeah, but are you really having a money shot, or is it not really going out and about?
No. I'm not allowed to say.
Okay. Right.
But I've had money shots.
Thank you.
You can't say, but you can.
But I can.
But you can.
You're amazing.
Yo.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. You stop it.
Poor baby.
There's only good counselors for.
What I tell my daughter is, who's very, very grown, her father and I didn't do all that. So you're okay.
She doesn't care. That's disgusting.
That's the afterbirth.
We were young. No, we were young. It was a one time, 2 seconds, And then we were like, that was the expression.
And then you were here. There you go.
And then you were here.
No,
she's
sex
amazing,
is great though. But I feel like sometimes sex takes a lot of work. It depends on who you're with.
Let me tell you this. I've discovered I was watching a movie, and I don't know how to pronounce it. The guy said, I like cuckolding. Cuckolding. Cuckolding.
What is that?
Okay, I didn't know what it was, so I Googled it. Google wouldn't tell me what it was.
No, that's something else.
No, let me tell you why I found out Google wouldn't tell me what it was. Yeah. Because I have a filter on my Google search. So cuckolding is a pervy fetish word, which I asked a friend who's into all that, goes to parties and everything. I said, what is this word? So I spelled it out. And she was like, oh, that's when a man, gives his wife to somebody, preferably another man. Mm-hmm. She said, and it's mainly a lot of white people. She said there are some brown and black people in it, but she said it's mainly Caucasians. She said where they want to see another man, preferably a black man, sleep with their wife. Or a lesbian strap on and sleep, and they like to watch it and be humiliated by it. It's called cuckolding. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what I found. Yeah, I'm like anything that sounds near cock.
That's why I don't label myself as white, because I don't do that shit.
I know that's right.
I don't do crazy. I do not do nothing crazy that seems belligerent and absolutely fucking insane. I don't do that shit.
Okay, so have y'all heard of age play?
No, but I need to start taking notes. You got a pen and paper?
Okay, so let me tell you. So
people dressing like babies.
Whatever. No, it doesn't have to just be people dressing up like babies. So she said that people actually, if you want to pretend that you're older and then have somebody act younger, or you want to have somebody be younger and you're older.
So it's like foreplay in a way.
Well, no, but it's role playing, but they have, what I found out was there are different categories of role playing.
Yes, there is different categories.
So I didn't know this. So the list goes on.
It's a scroll.
Yeah, and I found out that I have people in my circle who are into all of this. So,
do they dress up like animals too?
Yeah, they're called furries. Oh. They dress up like animals because I watch documentaries and I talk to people. I listen. I'm open in conversation.
This must be why you don't watch movies anymore.
That's why I don't watch
movies.
You've
seen a lot of stuff.
Because I found out with cuckolding. I'm probably saying the word wrong. I don't know.
For your man?
No, but we had a friend. He said he did that.
I did.
I was about to say a name, but we all know him. He said that he did it.
Names. Go ahead.
That the guys would ask him to sleep with their wives.
Wow.
And he would want to watch them. No, the guys. He said the guys, because they had little penises, and then he was well endowed, that they would want to watch it. They would feel humiliated by it, but it's a turn on.
Wow.
So you can be humiliated. Yeah. You can be humiliated and turned on at the same time.
I guess yeah.
I think you should.
You can be masochistic and sadistic.
You should go out in the street and do a street talk session, and you should ask random white people, not in my neighborhood, please, and ask them if they like to watch other men with huge penises fuck their wives.
Somebody email me or DM me and tell me how to say the word.
And
no, you said it right.
I
did. Me in the same process.
I spelled it wrong, but you said it right.
How you spell it?
I would look. It's not my thing.
C-U-C-K.
Oh, C-U-C-K.
So it's like cuckolding with a U. Cuckolding.
Cuckolding. Okay.
Is that German?
It sounds like it. Cuckolding. Cuckolding. You're right.
I'm only holding my own cock, and it's only going inside one person. It's not.
Well,
I'm
no,
not sharing it.
But it's not. It's sharing. It's not even sharing because they don't get involved.
Yeah,
they sit on the side and they watch.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Just like watching live porn.
So I learned cuckolding and age play.
Yeah, like this is. And you know about
Today has been
furries.
very informative. I know that.
And furries is part of role play. Furries, they dress up like animals. And there was a movie about that. It was on a movie.
Like
they
porn?
No. It was a real, it was a regular movie. And the guy divorced his wife because he would catch her in a bunny suit with a dude in a bunny suit. And they would be in the bunny suit, like.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're called furries, but it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, but you gotta take the filter off your Google in order to Google.
I don't have a filter on my Google.
I do because I have a kid who uses my phone, so I have a filter on everything.
Well, is it not going to come up in your search if they go on your phone?
No, because I didn't get to pull it up. Okay. And I didn't realize until I went in my settings. They were like, because my girlfriend was like, well, why couldn't you Google? I said, I don't know.
It's automatic.
And I said, I know you're a perv and you know all of this.
Yeah.
And so she was like, well, yeah, that's what it is.
Well,
but then I went and checked. Yeah, I have a search filter on, but I didn't take it off. No, I'm going to keep my search filter on. So I found out a whole lot of things. That there are men who pay women just to drink their breast milk. Yep.
Oh, the guys who drink the girl's breast milk.
Who pay women. Pay women just to nurse. Nothing else. They pay women just to nurse. I said, this is a wild, wild world.
Why can't you just stick to the basics? I mean, you can be fun.
Listen, no. If you stick to the basics, then we wouldn't have these conversations.
Yeah.
So don't stick to the basics. Tell me these stories so I can talk about them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that would make the world
and then some of us become damaged mentally.
They're already damaged.
Well, yes.
Because they're acting out sexually.
Yes. I think I would laugh if I watched people have animal sex. Like, not animals, but like dress up
the
animals.
furry. Bestiality. Yes. I'm not, no. I ain't talking to nobody about no damn bestiality. That's disgusting. Mm-mm. That's why we got all these diseases these traits and stuff we can't get rid of.
That's on some others.
That's on some other
Right.
stuff.
Right.
That's on some and what's the other one? Not necrophilia. With the dead people? Were they people like sleeping with dead people?
They like
Yeah, I'm like,
That's why you be seeing people digging up people in the graves because they probably look
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Listen, I say as long as it's consensual between two adults who are old enough and have the wherewithal to consent, I say do it. But if it's not consensual and you're messing with animals and dead people and all that's not consensual.
No.
That's not consensual. No. Animals aren't saying, I want to do this.
Well, dead people ain't saying shit.
Dead people ain't saying nothing.
And by that time, their flesh starting to rot away and you just...
I didn't think that far,
Justin. You pulling out some bones and they just break off.
I didn't think that far.
I mean, what's going on?
I didn't think that far.
I don't know about that. You probably poked the wrong hole and blood started coming out, whatever.
Oh, God.
Don't mess with dead people, y'all.
Thank you. Okay. How about just don't mess with dead people? Yeah. But if it's, because it's illegal. It's actually illegal. You can go to jail for that.
Hope so.
It's illegal.
There has to be something in place for that.
It's illegal. Did y'all know that in some states on the law books, sodomy is still illegal? Anal sex, oral sex. Those things are still illegal.
Sorry, gay people.
Like,
live over there because you
people, period. Because really, what can happen is if they really wanted to, uphold these antiquated laws, they have a legal right too, which is odd. I'm like, we're a young nation.
Who's gonna snitch and say
we're a young nation?
But who's gonna snitch and say they had anal sex? I'm gonna get you arrested. Unless you don't like the person, but
say you're in a car in the park at night and you're messing around with your significant other, and they catch you. They can write you up for that. And
so how do you know if you getting it in the butt?
If they catch you, I said if you're in a park at night messing around in a car,
you just hitting it from the back and it's a girl.
But still, it doesn't matter. If it's sodomy, it's sodomy. Well, it's illegal. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's a guy and a girl or whatever.
I just can't go to those areas, honey, because there's only one hole in the guy that you can go into when you're gay.
No.
And I can't.
I had a gay friend said that he's never had anal sex. He said it's not his thing.
He just do oral, maybe.
I don't know. I didn't ask him. I didn't ask him, but he said it's not his thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's not for everybody. Yeah.
He said everybody doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And somebody said the same thing. Like, what did I say? I didn't ask him that.
Right.
I didn't ask him what he does. Okay, he told me what he doesn't do,
what he doesn't,
and I left it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. That's all I need to know.
Then we went back to talking about cute hair.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear what you want to get rid of.
Your two things.
What's your two things you want to get rid of?
Well, I know one off the top of my head. I don't know why, but I'm gonna start off by saying this. You know, they have different apps that come out, and great apps are great for business. You know, marketing,
different things,
you name it. But not every app needs to be released. And I don't know who tested which apps, but there is one that's out there for sugar daddies, and I don't like that. I don't know. I'm not a big sugar daddy person.
That's been out there. You know, that's old.
Well, there's newer ones that offer a lot more than just the old ones offer, and I don't know. It's weird to me. I mean, everyone has different apps.
There's something for everybody. There's something for everybody.
What kind of old ass creeper wants to go and just find
a lot of old men?
That's weird.
A lot of men.
It's weird.
Would you ever do that?
Get a sugar daddy? Yeah.
I've
had a sugar daddy.
No, like 70 years old.
Okay, well listen. He would have to be 70 to be a sugar daddy to me.
That's what I'm talking about old people. I'm not talking about 40s or 50s.
Well, no.
70s.
But I'll take a 50-something-year-old.
Well, that's not
a
bad.
sugar daddy.
That's a regular dating app to me. That's not bad. I mean, you got money.
That's still sugar to us. Especially if my mother's almost, my mom just turned 60. So if I'm dating a 57-year-old.
Sugar daddy's got to be like
I think you
15 to 20 years old.
Yeah, I think
That is a sugar daddy. Because if he's 57...
I mean, okay, but that's still kind of young.
I think 60.
I think anything that's close to your parents' age is sugar.
Well, ain't nothing sweet about that though. I mean, I'm sorry, like I don't know, I don't want to taste nothing on that. I don't want to pay for that either.
Oh, stop kicking.
Okay, we're gonna. Okay, all right.
Just real quick. Oh, well, we're gonna close it up. What we gonna do?
Go ahead, go to the bathroom. But
I
now
think
I'm
the daddy is 20. I think at least 20 years older than you.
Yeah,
I always say close to your parents' age. My mother's not 20 years older than me. My mother's only 17 years older than me. So if I'm dating somebody that's close to my mother's age, to me, that's just like I wouldn't date someone close to my kid's age.
Ooh.
It's not. It's not
because
it's kind of twisted in my mind.
It's the
they call them cougars or whatever.
Yeah.
But from what somebody told me was that cougars that they chase younger men, like that's their thing.
They do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, because I'm like
they're out seeking it.
They're out seeking it. I don't seek it. I attract it, but I don't seek it.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy though. Yeah, they have a lot of stuff coming out now.
But they have a lot of apps. But to each their own. As long as they're adults and it's consensual, do what pleases you. Because if you don't, it turns into perversion when you suppress and hold. Do what pleases you. And I say live your life.
Well, yeah.
Look, it's no judgment from me.
Well, I was 19 and I used to, it wasn't no relationship, but it was a hookup thing. I was 19, she was 51.
Oh wow.
That's a bit twisted. That's twisted more on her end.
On her end.
Yeah.
Me, I was like,
she was a cougar. Yeah, she was a cougar.
But she was probably sexy, wasn't she?
She was a nice big little 50. Yeah.
Because now that we're of a certain age and I'm looking at 50-year-olds, I'm like, damn. Because I got two friends and I'm like, listen, they're snatched, honey. When I say snatched, and you won't know. First of all, I've learned this, and this is what my old boss told me. She said, "You're as old as you want to be."
Right.
And also, we're now learning, and I've removed this from my language. You look good to be. No, because what I realize is that you're supposed to look good at a certain age.
Right.
It's I met women that I'm like, you are lying. You're not that age. I'm like, you sure? I'm thinking this bitch 82. She talking about she 42. I'm like, shit. No, you not.
She living her life.
No, she wasn't.
No.
She was broke down, busted, and beat down.
So why did she want to be 42?
She said she was 42. She was really 42. She looked 82.
I thought she was really 82.
No.
I'm like, girl,
no.
It's time to hang that top up.
She gave up on life. She gave up on life.
And let it go.
She stopped living and just let it all go.
Okay, well, I do have a second one, actually.
Okay. I want to hear your second one.
And this is a pet peeve of mine. It's a direct in general.
So let's recap. Your first one was you want to get rid of apps. One of the specific apps is sugar daddies.
Yes, please.
Sugar daddies, where younger girls can find older men who actually want to have financial relationships with them.
AKA prostitutes.
No, it's not. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Cut the shit and go to church.
Do not do that. Don't go to church, please.
He's watching Sunday. So, I would say my second thing is hypocrites. I'm like Migos. I walk it like I talk it. I don't like people who say shit and they don't act upon it. They don't do what they're saying. If I catch you doing shit and you just bash me out for doing something, you doing the same thing, I'm gonna knock your ass out.
So I do not like that. Let me ask a question. You've never been in a relationship where a guy just made more than you and just kind of spoiled you?
I don't know if we're on the same topic.
Yeah. No, because I'm going back to hypocrisy. You've never been in a relationship where a guy made more than you, was a little older than you, just like taking care of you. You've never had that before?
No, because I'm always the
No. You've never had that?
No.
You aren't picking right.
Well, sure,
you aren't picking right.
It's based on what I know, yes, and what I think. Yes.
You aren't picking right then. Okay, so you're not a hypocrite because I've never picked a guy and said I'm not a gold digger. Right. I've always, been on my own grind and taking care of myself. Right. But yeah, I have attracted men who was just like, I got it, just chill out, and it's like okay, but I never like reached out and asked, like, can you pay my phone bill? Can you didn't? Not like that, know. But I've had guys
But he wasn't the sugar daddy though, right?
Well, how do we define that? Because I didn't seek that. But I've had older. I think it's just guys. I've had older, but I like them though. But no, I genuinely like them. There was a genuine attraction to them. You know what I mean?
Right. It wasn't like
sugar daddy is paying for
No. I didn't seek them out that way.
They're giving you, not you. Sugar daddy is giving women money not just to pay their bills, but just to keep them around and give them attention. Like, there's a difference. But so that's if that's
pieces.
But still, I say no judgment because if that's what he wants and if that's what she wants, they've come together to do what they want.
Right.
Because if he's seeking that and she's seeking that, because again, people, their sexual turn-ons and their level of foreplay is not your level of foreplay.
Oh, I've learned a lot about this sexual stuff today.
I'm telling
you. I don't know if cuckolding or cuckolding. That might be a new word, cuckolding. Cuckolding and
different.
Animal sex.
Let's not add nothing new.
They got enough.
Let's not be party to that.
Yeah, I don't need to do all that.
Because I would say, okay, so you say hypocrisy and these crazy apps.
Yes.
They got an app for everything.
They do.
Some of them are just crazy.
Some of them are smart.
Some of them are very smart. Yeah. And it's like, where's the thing?
Some of them are a bit much.
More extreme.
Yeah. Some of them, I've seen some where I'm just like, what? Yeah. An app that showed you how to pick out your outfits.
Well, yeah.
They
are serious about that.
And I'm like, and I looked at that app and I said, no, this is not a good app. The color brown shouldn't even be on this app.
Right.
I'm like, if you're of a certain age and you wearing brown, you wearing a brown shirt, brown pants, brown shoes,
get your Yeezy on.
Get your Yeezy on. Go with the beiges, neutrals.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yes, I love getting my Yeezy on. Huh?
He wears brown.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't wear like a doo-doo brown. He don't wear brown shirt, brown pants, brown shoes. I've seen people in all brown, and they look disgusting.
Yeah. Like a turd.
They're
just walking shit.
Yeah, like walking shit.
Yeah. This show has been great and very
informative.
I
must say so.
I learned a lot.
So let's recap. We've learned the word cuckolding. We've learned age play. I didn't make it up.
Don't say it anymore.
I didn't make it up.
Take your Google search, search off.
I was told I spelled it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Cuckolding.
3 minutes left in the battery.
Okay. So we've learned cuckolding. We've learned age play. We've learned that men pay women for breast milk. And we've learned that deep and intense burns calories. Hashtag deep and intense.
Yes.
So that's what we've learned today. So Justin, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
You were a joy. And I want to do more things with you.
We should.
We absolutely should. Pause. Pause. Okay. Don't take out.
Deep and intense.
You did say you wanted to adopt a daughter.
Yes,
so you're going to adopt me.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Okay.
Where's the paperwork?
Let's get it.
You got some good food?
So the people who can draw up prenups are going to draw about adoption papers. Yes.
I'm ready to sign.
So you're going to dress me and everything?
Well,
can you take me to the Mac counter?
I can do that for
okay.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything you want, baby. I'll be
your
sugar daddy and your daddy.
Yay.
At the same time.
So, but see, I'm a grown child, so we can drink together.
There you go. Look. True. Now that I'm down for. Yes.
Let me tell you something. I didn't realize I would be excited when my daughter was old enough to have a drink.
I know, right?
And talk shit. It's the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the moments I'm waiting for.
It's the best. It's when your baby can drink.
Yes.
So we had Out
the Box
Radio
yes.
here, who is also working on a reality show called Face the Music.
Yes.
And they are shopping it around. There's some network feelers out. So Justin is going to keep us posted on when it's released.
Yes.
And we just want to thank you for being here.
I thank you for inviting me.
We've been talking about this for a year. So
really?
Yeah, we reached out last year talking about actually, us being on each other's show.
Yeah.
So we finally did it.
I had a great time.
Yes.
I loved it. We're going to get together again.
Absolutely. You took a lot of notes, right?
I did.
You
did.
I
learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to read into
Cuckolding.
and cuckolding. I keep saying cuckolding.
I'm
going to make my own term.
Hashtag cuckolding.
I'm going to invent cuckolding.
We don't know what that is.
Well,
but
play with cucks.
Dun. Right.
Right. I love it.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the Brunch Bitches. Please, everybody, subscribe, and continue to check us out. And we have more coming.
Yes.
Thanks.
A lot more. Stay tuned.